What if I told you that the most powerful punch in martial arts history was thrown from a distance of just 1 inch? That a 135-pound man could send a 200-pound opponent flying backwards using less space than the width of your thumb? It sounds impossible. It defies physics. But on August 4th, 1967, Bruce Lee did exactly that in front of hundreds of witnesses. And the principle behind this demonstration will revolutionize how you approach every goal in your life. Welcome back to Be Water Philosophy. If you watched our last video on Bruce Lee's water philosophy, you know that his teachings go far beyond martial arts. Today, we're exploring one of his most famous demonstrations and the profound life principle it reveals. The 1-inch punch wasn't just a party trick. It was a perfect demonstration of what happens when you understand the difference between force and focus. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to apply this principle to achieve what others consider impossible. August 4th, 1967. The Long Beach International Karate Championships. Bruce Lee had been invited to demonstrate his martial arts philosophy to an audience of traditional karate masters and martial arts enthusiasts. The atmosphere was tense. Many in the audience were skeptical of this young Chinese American who claimed to have developed a new fighting system. They expected elaborate forms, high kicks, maybe some board breaking. Instead, Bruce Lee walked to the center of the mat with quiet confidence. He called for a volunteer, a large, muscular man named Bob Baker, who outweighed Bruce by nearly 70 pounds. Bruce positioned Bob in front of him, then did something that confused everyone in the audience. He placed his fist just 1 inch away from Bob's chest. 1 inch, the width of a quarter. This, Bruce said calmly, is the 1-inch punch. What happened next defied everything the audience thought they knew about power and physics. From that impossibly short distance, Bruce Lee delivered a punch that sent Bob Baker flying backwards 3 feet into a chair. The audience was stunned into silence, then erupted in disbelief. How was this possible? How could such devastating power be generated from such a tiny space? Bruce Lee had just demonstrated one of the most important principles of human potential. It's not the size of your effort that matters. It's the precision of your focus. You might think this was some mysterious chi energy, but Bruce Lee was demonstrating real physics with profound life implications. Traditional martial artists believed power came from distance, long, sweeping movements. Bruce Lee understood something different. Power comes from concentrated force at the point of impact. Think about a bullet. It doesn't need distance to be devastating. All its power is concentrated and released instantly. The 1-inch punch works the same way. Most people approach goals like traditional martial artists. Bigger efforts must mean better results. They exhaust themselves with massive, unfocused actions. Bruce Lee's approach, concentrated effort at exactly the right moment, accomplishes more than scattered effort over time. This is why 15 minutes of focused work beats 3 hours of distraction. Why one perfectly timed conversation transforms relationships more than months of casual interaction. Let me tell you about Sarah, a client who understood this principle and used it to transform her career. Sarah had been trying to get promoted for 3 years. She was working 60-hour weeks, volunteering for every project, saying yes to everything. She was throwing long, powerful punches, but missing the target entirely. Then she learned about the 1-inch punch principle. Instead of diffusing her energy across dozens of activities, she identified the one skill that would make the biggest difference in her role: data analysis. For the next 3 months, Sarah focused intensely on mastering this single skill, not in a scattered way, but with laser precision. She spent 30 minutes every morning before work studying advanced Excel techniques. She found a mentor who specialized in data visualization. She volunteered for just one project, but made sure it showcased her new analytical abilities. The result? She got promoted within 4 months and received the largest salary increase in her department's history. Sarah had learned the 1-inch punch of career advancement. Identify the precise point of maximum impact, then concentrate all your energy there. But this principle goes even deeper. Bruce Lee wasn't just talking about physical or professional power. He was revealing something fundamental about human consciousness itself. Think about meditation. The most powerful meditative states don't come from hours of unfocused sitting. They come from precise moments of absolute presence. A single breath, fully experienced, can be more transformative than weeks of distracted practice. Consider learning. You don't master a skill by casually dabbling in it for years. Mastery comes from intense, focused practice sessions where you push through resistance and achieve breakthrough moments. Even in relationships, the most meaningful connections aren't built through constant interaction. They're forged in precise moments of genuine vulnerability, honest communication, and authentic presence. So, how do you develop your own one-inch punch? Bruce Lee identified 3 essential elements. First, perfect positioning. Before Bruce Lee could demonstrate his one-inch punch, he had to be in exactly the right position. His feet were grounded, his body was aligned, his intention was clear. In your life, this means preparation. You can't generate maximum impact from a position of chaos or uncertainty. You need to create the right conditions first. This might mean organizing your workspace before tackling a crucial project. It might mean having difficult conversations to clear the air before attempting to rebuild a relationship. It might mean getting your finances in order before pursuing a new career. The one-inch punch teaches us that preparation isn't separate from action. It's the foundation that makes powerful action possible. Second, complete commitment. Watch footage of Bruce Lee's demonstration, and you'll notice something crucial. The moment he decided to punch, every fiber of his being committed to that action. There was no hesitation, no holding back, no second guessing. This is where most people fail. They try to keep one foot in their old life while stepping into their new one. They want to start a business, but keep their day job just in case. They want to transform their health, but refuse to give up their old eating habits completely. The one-inch punch principle demands total commitment to the moment of action, not reckless commitment. Remember, Bruce Lee spent years preparing for that demonstration, but when the moment comes, you must be all in. Third, precise timing. The one-inch punch only works if it's delivered at exactly the right moment. Too early, and you miss the target. Too late, and the opportunity passes. Bruce Lee had developed an almost supernatural sense of timing through years of practice. He could feel the exact instant when all conditions aligned for maximum impact. Developing this timing in your own life requires what I call opportunity awareness. It means staying alert to those moments when the universe seems to be offering you a chance to leap forward. Maybe it's the moment when your boss mentions a new project and you sense an opening to showcase your skills. Maybe it's the instant in a conversation when you realize you can share something vulnerable that will deepen the connection. Maybe it's the day when all your preparation suddenly clicks and you know you're ready to take the big step. Let's get specific about how you can apply the one-inch punch principle starting today. In your career, instead of trying to improve everything at once, identify the one skill that would have the most dramatic impact on your professional value. Spend the next 90 days developing that skill with laser focus. Master it so completely that you become the go-to person in your organization for that capability. In your relationships, rather than trying to fix everything wrong with a relationship all at once, choose one specific behavior or communication pattern to transform. Focus intensely on changing just that one thing. Often, this single change will create a ripple effect that improves everything else. In your health, don't try to overhaul your entire lifestyle overnight. Pick one health habit, maybe drinking more water or taking a 10-minute walk after lunch or going to bed 30 minutes earlier. Make that one change so automatic that it requires no willpower. Then move to the next. In your learning, if you want to acquire a new skill, resist the temptation to dabble. Choose one specific aspect of that skill and practice it intensively until you achieve a breakthrough. Then expand from that foundation of competence. But the one-inch punch teaches us something even more profound about the nature of power itself. In our culture, we're obsessed with big, dramatic gestures. We admire the entrepreneur who risks everything on a startup. We celebrate the athlete who trains for hours every day. We respect the person who makes radical life changes overnight. Bruce Lee understood that true power often looks deceptively simple. The one-inch punch appeared effortless to observers, but it represented years of understanding, preparation, and refinement. This is the paradox of mastery. The more skilled you become, the more effortless your actions appear. A master chef can create an extraordinary meal with a few simple ingredients. A gifted teacher can transform a student's understanding with a single perfectly chosen example. A wise leader can inspire an entire organization with a few clear words. The one-inch punch reminds us that we don't need to exhaust ourselves to create extraordinary results. We need to understand the precise points of leverage in our lives and apply focused pressure there. This shift in thinking is liberating. It means you don't have to work harder. You have to work more precisely. You don't need more time. You need better timing. You don't require more resources. You need sharper focus. Here's how to develop your own 1-inch punch capability. The daily focus ritual. Every morning, identify the one task that, if completed perfectly, would make the biggest difference in your day. Not your longest task, not your easiest task, your most impactful task. Treat this task like Bruce Lee treated his demonstration, with complete preparation, total commitment, and precise execution. The 90-Day Mastery Challenge. Choose one skill that would dramatically improve your life if you mastered it. For the next 90 days, spend focused time developing only that skill. Read about it, practice it, seek feedback on it, refine it. Don't dabble in other improvements. Master this one thing completely. The Relationship Precision Practice. In your most important relationship, identify the one behavior change that would have the greatest positive impact. Maybe it's listening without interrupting. Maybe it's expressing appreciation daily. Maybe it's being fully present during conversations. Focus intensely on developing this one behavior until it becomes natural. Remember, the goal isn't to limit yourself forever. The goal is to understand the incredible power that comes from concentrated effort. Once you've experienced what focused intensity can accomplish, you'll never again mistake busy work for productive work. Bruce Lee's 1-inch punch looked impossible because most people had never seen what focused power could accomplish. When you start applying this principle in your own life, your results might seem impossible to others too, but you'll know the secret. Sometimes the shortest distance between where you are and where you want to be isn't a straight line. It's a precisely focused point of concentrated effort. This week, I want you to identify your 1-inch punch opportunity. What's the one area where focused effort could create disproportionate results? What's your equivalent of that 1-inch distance where you could generate maximum impact? Share your insights in the comments below. And if this video helped you understand the power of precision over force, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Next week, we're exploring another of Bruce Lee's revolutionary concepts, the enemy in the mirror, how to conquer your greatest opponent, yourself. Until then, remember, don't just work hard, work precisely. Find your 1-inch distance and punch through to the other side.